Massive item the first. This is the Kazoom Power Mr. King truck, and it's pretty big. I'm not joking, this box is massive. It doesn't even fit in the flipping camera frame. I will show it off in a full scale eventually. But before I get in, I'm just going to point out, I slept funny last night. I have a bit of a pod muscle. I think it's in my it's near to my left side. So if I'm a bit slow doing this, that is why, because it might hurt a bit. But anyways, this is the Mr. King truck. As you can see, we have Mr. King with his Robotoxic army. We have the product. Move the light a bit. Ignore the Skylander straps off to the side there. This box is massive, look. Transform, attack, and attack. One exclusive Mr. King. There's nothing on the bottoms. I'm not going to bother showing that. You do indeed get 4 copies of exclusive Robotoxic. This is the only set I think so far where you willingly buy duplicates. We have Mr. King's face on the... this is going to go wrong. Mr. King's face on the top. The logo. Yeah, don't blame me for thinking if this is a disgrace. I literally can't help it due to how big this box is. Again, there we have Mr. King. Truck, his face on the side too. On the back, on this side, we have the contents. It says you get 1 Mr. King truck, 1 Mr. King, 4 Robotoxics, and 3 projectiles. On the back of the box, it says 1 chase, 2 transform battle mode, 3 escape, 4 launch, 5 catapult, 6 lift up, raise the control center, and 7 capture. So it's a multi function item, a lot like how the rescue truck works. And actually, if you look at the design and the colors, it does look like a rescue truck in terms of how they're both like big trucks, the color scheme, the fact that I think it's the same number of wheels as well. I could be wrong. No, but I mean, it's got this yellow front bumper arrangement, which looks like the little scoop from the front of the previous rescue truck. So I think there's a few more similarities too, but don't know if that was intentional or not. I don't think it was. They're trying to pass this probably off as a new design. Anyway, we have some tape, a lot of tape on this box. So, as per usual, I will open it, and in case you're wondering about the lacerations in the previous video, healed. It's not bleeding at least. And this time I will be careful not to let that happen again. We have a little flap on the top of the box, which should come out fine. Door that opens. Of course, there's some tape on the sides. I should have seen that coming, honestly. There we go. And this inside part, there's like another yellow flap inside. It opens. Yeah, I'm doing all this off camera. Again, apologies for that, because there's no possible way I can fit this all on camera. It's too big. What's happened now? Is it taped on the bottom too? They've really gone overboard with the tape this series. Yes, there's some tape on the bottom, which we will have to remove. Saw through that. That appears to be nice and done. Can we have a shot at removing this? No, we can't. Obviously we can't. I think there's a door on this side too. On the right hand side of the box, there's like another opening. means I need to find the tape that's holding it in place. Which is where? Marvellous! I can't even find the bits I'm supposed to be opening. There doesn't even appear to be any tape holding it in place. Huh, weird. What on earth's happened here? Right, so we have got like a little flap with the green part. Anymore, he says tearing the front of the box. That didn't go to plan, did it? I don't understand how this box works. Honestly, I do not, because it's... Does this open and the whole thing just comes out the top? It can't do, because that's how the... Oh, God. Yeah, I may have to... I know I don't normally do this, but I think I will have to do a jump cut because this box is confusing me way more than it should. Anyways. We have got it out of the box. Well, partly out of the box. It wasn't easy. It was awkward. I ended up having to open the bottom of the outer packaging because of how difficult it was to get to the top. I am not doing that again. And also very quickly, I'm just going to free the exclusive Mr. King figure, Mr. King Superthings, from the outer packaging so I don't forget about him. And regrettably again, to do that I'll need to tear the packaging. There we go. Here he is, let's get him out. Also, this camera's on 32% battery, there will be a jump cut. Don't know if this video will be out in the same day it's created in, but because this has taken longer than I thought it would. There we go, there's Mr. King. Let's destroy his plastic prison. There we go, right, here's Mr. King. Well, it's Mr. King. We've already seen a Mr. King from the hidden base. Again, chrome, like navy blue, I think that is. Cape. I don't know what else is there to say about Mr. King that I haven't already said about him from the secret base, the hidden base. I don't think there is anything else I can say apart from like do a comparison with the one from the secret base, which I will do. Look, here's the one that came with the secret base. Hidden base is the one that came with the. What really bothers me is that they look only a tiny bit different. They look different enough to be considered different characters, but they look identical. Yeah, the cape's a different colour, but yeah, they look kind of the same, but they're different enough to be considered different characters. This really bothers me for some reason, because it's like they needed to churn out more characters and said, "Oh, we're out of ideas. Let's just make more of the same." But anyway, what can you do? Let me just put that Mr. King back in the secret base. Hidden base. I keep calling them secret bases because they're such hidden, like, same names. Here's Mr. King. That comes with this one with off the side. Yeah. And of course you do get 4 green Robotoxics. These are the standard Robotoxics. The red Robotoxics are the Robotoxic Warriors. We will be comparing them to their red cousin in a minute. This continues to be very awkward. The good thing about this blue backdrop here is that I'm going to get rid of this, which means I can be as rough as I want with it. Right, here's one of the Robotoxics. The regular Robotoxic, and what else can I say but from the there's barely any paint on these green Robotoxics. There doesn't have to be because I don't think they really need it, but oh my god, the detailing is, well, the detailing's okay. They're meant to be like foot soldiers. Do they really think that people will want to army build these? Seriously, I mean they give you 4. Of course, there is a Robotoxic Warrior, that came with the hidden base Professor K. Here they are. You'll notice how, again, red. This is metallic red, by the way. It looks more like armed. It looks a bit cooler, I think, than the regular Robotoxic, which is the point, I guess. Detailing, I think, is more prominent, and paint's more prominent on the Warrior as opposed to the regular standard issue Robotoxic. I think that's the point. Again, a problem I've got is what if they decide to overuse the Robotoxics. I hope they don't, because they could introduce as many variations as they want, and I'm just worried they won't let the Robotoxics like take over the entire villains. Like I don't want regular villains to be taken over by these in the series. I don't want them to do that in the TV show. Anyway, you do get 3 more of those, and they all. Oh, I held on this annoying plastic wall. They all look identical, trust me. Look, there's another, and another, and another, and this is the only set where you willingly buy duplicates, because you know you're doing this. Right. That comes up from there. This is fully released. We can throw away this now because there, says it right. This is the Mr. King truck itself. It's still quite big for what it is, I guess. There's no more like ties or anything. Oh, there is a few more ties. We have one right here, the like little plastic annoyances which we will have to remove. Oh, come on now. Oh, this is... Oh. I'm like tied up in the most awkward of positions. I think they're taped together or something. I don't know. Oh, I swear to God. Ugh. You know what, I think every now and then I start to regret not bringing a pair of scissors or having this whole gimmick where I open them just by hand, because this is starting to really backfire. It's probably backfiring on you because you've just had to watch like 55 minutes of nothing so far. Oh my God. I think I know how it works, but I'm not sure. Also, I had to release these little missiles, because these projectiles, because they were like tied into the packaging. Again, this video there may be a jump cut somewhere in this video, another jump cut, because this camera is getting close to running out of battery. And we still haven't figured out how this works. Oh my God. Do I seriously have to go back and get some scissors? Do I have to? Oh. Right, there's no plastic ties around that part. Right, I'll tell you what. I'll get some scissors and I'll come back to finish undoing the ties, and there will definitely be a jump cut because I can't review this whole product within the time I've got. So sort of about that. This is part 2 of this one-part video, except it won't be a part 2 for you lot at home because, well, let me explain it. Somehow I've managed to pull a muscle in my somewhere in my body, and it was a massive pain, literally and figuratively, yesterday, because it would hurt no matter what I did. And the only way I could get it to stop hurting would be to literally lie in bed. I'm not joking. Today is the second day of that pain being here, but I don't think it'll be as bad. It's still there, but it's not as bad. However, the reason why I decided to stop filming this video yesterday is because the camera ran out of battery, and the pain in the muscle pain was it was just really bad, so I couldn't carry on. Otherwise, I would have done it, because I think it was only 9 p.m. when I think it was 9 p.m. when the camera stopped finished charging, but I don't know. So I just decided to just lay in bed all day, all for the rest of the day. But anyways, I'm back. Today is the last day of November, I believe, or the 1st of December. I think it's the last day of November. I think it is 30th of November, I think, although I'm not entirely sure. Anywho, this is going to be the last bit of the Mr. King truck review as I show what it is capable of. Okay, right. So we have already seen the 5 included Superthings, the 4 green Robotoxics, and the Mr. King Super Zing inside. Mr. King's inside here. I mean, I can see him, but you can't. He's sitting in his little yellow chair. Look. There he is. Hello. Right, so as per usual, there are some little pegs on top of the little truck that the little Super Zings can stand on. Much like the previous rescue truck from Series 10, there's these little green panels which can hold Super Zings that just fold up into the side of the truck. There we go. There's one on the other side too, which has the other Robotoxic on. Hello. So we can close that up there. The wheels all have the little Mr. King, like little noughts and crosses, skull and crossbones logo on. They all roll individually, like they're not like connected, so I can move this back one. I won't move this one too. These wheels all have like little saw blades on them, which I think is a nice idea, but they don't really get used for anything as far as I know. I think they're just like a cosmetic feature, which, okay, I guess. There's not that much paint on this whole thing. In fact, I don't think there's any paint at all. I think the only colouring is the plastic colour and the sticker. Oh no, tell a lie. The little Mr. King logo at the front, I think this is paint. There we go, this is paint. The rest of it's just like plastic colouring and stickers. I think they've done a good job with the stickers. Although I don't really get the toxic waste fluid, because yes, we know that Mr. King is a toxic waste barrel until you realise that, oh, he's supposed to be like an oil barrel, so which is it? Is he supposed to be like an oil barrel or a toxic waste barrel? I think the idea of him being a toxic waste barrel has been brought up this series. The idea of him being an oil barrel, I think, existed within the first 12 or 13 series of Super Things, because I think it was brought up in Series 3 episode, The Origins of Mr. King, where it's revealed where he wasn't good enough as a kid. The oil barrel wouldn't be a good enough like storage for the Kazoom. And they also said that oil was old, the Kazoom is new energy. So that's what that was. So that's why Mr. King, well, it rather depends on whenever they want to keep that storyline intact, because without any context, yeah, keep putting him as a toxic barrel is fine, but if they're to bring up his backstory, what all that is included, I think better make him an oil barrel. But it just looks like a toxic barrel. Again, considering these guys are called Robotoxics, robot toxics. Right. So what else can this truck do? It's got a little moving claw which replicates the Mr. King moving claw. Oh, actually, before we go on, I've just realised there's more like red paint on the front of this yellow bumper there. Anyway, this claw can move up and down. It looks like Mr. King's claw, although I don't think it's no, it's not a exact replica, because there's some spikes on top that the Mr. King claw doesn't have. So it's not one-to-one. But the claw pincers, they do open both sides. Actually, they do open like this. So I'm just glad they made that happen. It'd be pretty pointless for it not to happen. It can hold Super Zings, although I don't think it can. I think it can hold certain. There we go. Certain kinds more better than others, but it can hold Robotoxics fine, I guess. I mean, they're the ones you get with this set, anyways. And of course, the main selling point of this whole thing is that it does transform. Well, kind of. You can see here that they've used some orange clear plastic. I don't think we see the colour orange being used as clear plastic that often, to be honest. Orange clear plastic there. Very nice. You can see Mr. King in there just a bit. Hello. On this side, there's not really that much difference. There's this little red switch we will get to in a minute. Jail at the back. The number plate says King, which I think is a nice detail. They've done molded. There's some molded detail on the back. I don't think there's as much molded detail on the front as I would like. And the bottom is just embarrassing. Let's ignore that. The molded detail really only exists on the back and the front. It feels like they could have done a bit more on the sides, but whatever. It's like a robotic detailing. Anyway, the idea of this truck is that it does indeed transform. You have got this. Oh god, there's like cardboard all over the desk. The idea is you push down this front barrier. It's got some spikes on as well, some little slime detailing on the front too. Slime detailing on the front. I like that. It's cool. Lol. Anyway, you push down on this little bumper here, just pushes down just a bit, and this happens. So essentially, this part goes up. This part, I think I will show you again from a wide angle view, and these sides do drop down, and it opens to reveal the inside. Resetting it, of course, just requires you to place all the parts back in place. But yeah, I will show you what it looks like in full view, because you didn't really see the top part go up. Hopefully this works. There we go. That wasn't 100% perfect, but it was a lot better than the first one, am I right, lads? Right, so I don't know why I'm closing it. I should be doing this. There we go. The front, but when it's open, it becomes, I think, a lot more detailed on the inside. You can see here that we've got a little cockpit with more orange clear plastic. Locking mechanism works around there. There's like a little place for another super thing to go on. Of course, it gets completely obscured by this, but whatever. And also, just for the record, this cockpit in truck mode doesn't really work either, because you can see here that this doesn't go down far enough to be able to have a look in, but whatever. This is spring loaded too, so it kind of jumps back up. There we go. So, I mean, this works. They really only, they intend for this to be the primary mode, I reckon, because it's like a battle mode. But like, the cockpits don't really work in like kind of truck mode, because no one can really see through the windshield. But I suppose for truck mode, this is the kind of driving point here. There's some molded details on these little exhausts, which I do enjoy seeing. I like, but I don't really understand the point of them. The classic villain flame logo is on the chair. You can't really see it though. There's a molded yellow, painted yellow. I think that's painted. No, molded detail. Mr. King logo there, like that. On the side panels, there's some molded detailing for the little metal texture, which again I do like. There's a little sticker here, which I think I will try to show the correct way up in just a moment. This little blaster here, it doesn't move up and down, it just moves like, I think, 360 degrees. There's some little clips to hold the little missiles, which I do like, but again, if it's like that, then it can't really close properly, I don't think. Unless it can. I don't think it can. No, because the other side gets in the way. As for shooting, just load it in here. Is it all the way in? I don't know. It looks like it's not all the way in, but I think it might be. This is confusing now. You push this top red part and wait, it's not even all the way in. Oh my god, that's not easy to do. No. Right, pushing the button. Shoots out fairly well, I think. It is hard to get in. It's not hard to shoot out. And we have, I'm just going to try and show the little sticker decoration off. Can we move this around carefully so we can show you? can move this light up. It's like a power... You can't really see it, can you? No, it's like a power gauge. Green liquid. I don't know. You know what? Tell you what, I'm going to try something. In order to show you all the details this thing offers. It's a power gauge sticker. I think that says slime on the bottom. This sticker right here, I think it says slime on the bottom, but I'm not sure. We'll have to do a close up and check. Let's just have a look. He says opening up, but when it doesn't need to be. Yeah, it does say, I think, it says slime, but it's in like a really weird font, so I don't really know. That's what it looks like, it says. And on the other side, I'm just going to leave this closed because it could be easier to sort out. There's like a little cage and this opens, see? And Superthings can go underneath, so we can put like, I don't know, there's this bubbles, I think, underneath. I think this can hold like up to 2, I'm not sure, up to 2 Superthings. Disappointingly, there's no like clever breakout play feature. You know how with like stuff like the rescue truck and the hero's headquarters, there's normally like a little button you can push to open like a wall next to the prison cell, and there's none of that. Here it just kind of opens. So it doesn't feel as sultry, but there's some molded details on the top, like some little studs. I like that. I don't know if that's molded detail on the there. Don't know what that represents. There's another sticker here, which shows 3 Robotoxics. Again, I'm going to try to... Oh, hey! This works. Robic. Don't know what that says, but it just shows 3 like Robotoxics. With that in mind, can I give you a better look at the other sticker? There we go. There's like a little slime fuel gauge there. Okay, right, so we can fully open this now, and we can show you the inside of the center part here. You can push this little lever down, and there's a catapult that flings up the Superthings you put inside. Unfortunately, that's all this does. There's molded detailing inside the catapult, which I like. This is supposed to be just for Robotoxics. Can it hold all 4 Robotoxics? Yes, it can. I think with enough... This idea was... I bet they just included the 4 Robotoxics just for this feature. And they're not going to shoot them all out because they're going to go down everywhere. They're going to go down the back of there. And yes, I know they're duplicates, but... yeah, they all came with a set, which means they're technically just one set. And also, with that in mind, do I keep them in here? I could do. I need... For each set, I need like a unique like storage system to keep them all like properly secured. So I don't lose them or anything. Looks like that might be a bit difficult. Yeah, just put them in now. Fine. See, I win in the end. And the last thing we need to show is, well, I could just have this down, this bit, because this is literally only one thing. It doesn't really apply to a battle mode. You can see in here, let's just close. Oh god, I don't like how this is on the front, because it means if you're trying to lift it up, someone might activate it accidentally. You can see here we've got a little yellow chair inside of here, which there are some molded details on the chair which I like. I'm just going to put the king back on there. But anyways, what this can do is that this can be you can lift this up to the top, It looks like an elevator, so you can go down, go up, you can go down, you can go up. Very unnecessary feature, but I think it works. Because in battle mode, it does kind of give him like a bird's eye view. I like that as a feature. It looks better in the show, I think. This is one massive set, I will add. It is more compact in a truck mode, which makes me think, why didn't they display it in truck mode in the box? I wonder why that is. He says, knowing full well, it's because the truck mode because the battle mode looks more appealing to kids, doesn't it? Still, I like this as a feature. It's a little throne he has. They're going a long way with his taking his namesake. No, that's not what I mean. But I mean, like, he's called Mr. King, so like give him a throne, for example. Do I think that's a good idea? Good choice. Yes, it is, because it gets a bird's eye view. The only problem I've got is it doesn't feel it feels a bit difficult to move up and out. Feels a bit difficult to move around, so yeah, that's not easy for kids to do, I don't think. But anyways, I think this is a good villain vehicle. It's a good villain vehicle for a boss to have. I would have liked it. Don't get me wrong. I feel like I would have liked it if they did a complete redesign. If they didn't just take the rescue truck from Series 10 and say, right, here's a slightly new version. I would have liked it if they didn't do that. I would have liked it if they redid it all, but hey, unless there's a clear explanation given, it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, also, I'm just going to add that this could have worked as like a smaller scale vehicle, in my opinion. It could have worked as a small scale vehicle, because really and truly, it only really needs its height for this battle mode. If they were to do like a small scale version of this truck, I reckon they could still make the battle mode work, but without the height. But I think the main reason why it's this big in reality is the catapult. Because honestly, how else would they be able to get robotoxics into a fight? I think. Unfortunately, because of the I reckon that the green robotoxics might only last for a couple of series. I reckon we will not be seeing this vehicle again outside of, I think, 2 series. I think they'll bring in a new kind of vehicle, because this is really only existing for the really low level robotoxics. When they stop using the low level robotoxics, this vehicle has little to no meaning at all. Yeah, it looks like a throne for Mr. King. It is a throne for Mr. King, but they can easily introduce another vehicle that has the throne aesthetic. So I think this vehicle stays numbered as a Superthings thing. I don't think it'll appear outside the 2 series. I'll be shocked if it even makes an appearance in the next series of the show, because I know that the Bite Attack has appeared in the first series of the show, and that's due out for release next series. I don't know. I really do hope that this vehicle does last more than 2 series, because I think it has some... I don't know if they could do like an upgraded version, but I doubt they'll do that. Like if they were to do like an upgraded version with like lights and sounds, like extra bells and whistles, I guess they could, but at the same time, I think that idea's been unheard of within Superthings, because we've had like single release vehicles like, I don't know, like the Scorpion truck, and they've only had 1 release. They haven't really been upgraded. So I'll be damned if they manage to do like an upgraded version of this truck. I don't think they will, and I hope they don't, but I think they might. Some part of me thinks they might. Because, you know, they could like upgrade things like something else. I don't know. I really, really don't know. Anyways, that's it for this video on the big hulking truck. The next video will of course be the... Is the light still got apparent? Yes. The next video will of course be the... I think it's the Enigma Tower. Yes, it's the last Toy Ranger item, the Enigma Tower. So And that's massive. That also might be paint unbox. So if you want to see more of that, if you want to see more cardboard shrapnel get thrown around my desk, tune in for the next video, which may or may not be released tomorrow. I don't think it will unless I feel up to it. It also depends on if my pod muscle decides to go better, a bit more better. Anyways, until then, ta-ra! After what felt like 10 hours of struggling to get those goddamn plastic ties off, we have finally done it! However, seeing as the camera is now on 18% battery, I cannot review this product in full. I can only just about give like a brief I can only give my thoughts on this design and the colours used. I think rescue truck with a colour on the end. That's all I can say really. Honestly, what I will point out there is that there's these panels for the Superthings to stand on, and they're on both sides, which I really wasn't expecting. So you can have like a Robotoxic stand here, and another Robotoxic stand here, and then 2 more Robotoxics on these top parts here. So I think that's a nice feature. Then you can have Mr. King there. So I mean, they do give you spaces to put all the super things included. But yeah, for detailed review of what this thing actually does, and I'll have to have another jump cut while I charge this camera up. I really do hope the Enigma Tower's not like this. I hope that doesn't give me nearly as much trouble. I don't think it will, because it wasn't in like a fancy pants box. It was done in that product. The Enigma Tower was in like an entirely enclosed box. They're not trying to show it off on the store shelves, so I hope it's not a pain. Anyways, jump cut.